All right, what's up, folks? Welcome to Foreign and Domestic. It is good to be here. And before we get started, we'll see if we can stay up this time instead of getting taken down like last time. But to the YouTube auditor, way to bowl of dicks. Now, Daniel, get us started off right.
All right. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, with liberty and justice for all. Gentlemen, start your engines.
I believe you missed something.
I bet YouTube auditors just even hate that we say that. Just that we even say the Pledge of Allegiance before the show. So,
wait a minute, I forgot the most important part of the pledge: one nation under God,
indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all.
Yeah, you missed a couple of them.
Yeah,
but I did stutter.
If you haven't seen, YouTube does not like our show. So, hey, what can I say? Eat a bowl of dicks, YouTube auditor. Within the first 30 seconds, oh my God. Edward Petty out there, Gunpowder Beauty, New York Outcast with wax 12 gauge rounds. That's cool. Reloading from the hot pot. Tactical Fud, man, like to see people coming in already. Big Al was out there, Kyle out there, and of course, there's more. There's just not. YouTube isn't telling me who's all out there because they are not fans of what we do here. The spread of misinformation and oh my God, firearms and cussing. Oh,
what did I miss? Did you guys get taken down last week?
Well, recently, what was it, 2 weeks ago? They directly shut the show down right at the tail end. I'm not exactly sure why, but Scotsman's got a pretty good idea. They've removed a couple other shows from the archives as well.
It was probably about 15 minutes after the show ended, I got the email. All it said was that we violated the firearms policy, so it was either magazine being shown, which, whenever it's a magazine, or they cut the tail end of the show.
Huh.
I mean, quite literally the last 2 seconds of the show, whatever.
But it was just funny because we had a couple of new folks show up right at the very end, and then boom. So it's weird.
We don't shun new folks from coming in. We don't mind people's opinions, comments. We're open to conversation. We are totally open to conversation. But seriously, like I'm going to be able to, take this remote control and throw it through the screen and hit you. I'm not going to be able to hurt you with anything that I point at the camera.
You're looking for logic where there is none.
I'm just trying to make them feel safe in their own space.
Unfortunately, there's no logic in all this, and we on an uphill battle.
Yes. It was probably Bald's fault, but in all actuality, it was more than likely mine.
I wasn't on the show. Show doesn't get shut down when I'm on it. I'm the only class the show sees. Okay.
Whoa.
Well, other than JH, I mean the beard and all that. I mean that's given. We're not even questioning that. You
Got all
Once
this
again, Bob.
Bald, you can't even do a jumping jack. How can you have class if you can't do a jumping jack?
I can do a jumping jack.
Well, do one. Show us.
Why?
Guys, you got class. Let's see you do a jumping jack.
What does a jumping jack have to do with a class?
Huh? It's
What
got
does
everything.
jumping
It just
jack-
shows you got good cardio, good coordination.
Okay, so I'm guessing all the goats you got have a lot more class than you got because you can't do any jumping jacks either.
Oh, I do jump. If I do jumping jacks, I'll do jumping jacks the same time you do.
No, you can't do jumping jacks. I can do jumping jacks. I choose not to because it's painful right now. I'll leave my balls alone.
I wasn't going to mention that. I'm just going to, challenge you to physical exertion.
Well, people know. I put a pre-op picture on Instagram.
Oh, I don't have Instagram, but I'm glad I don't now.
Well, I didn't put up
Speaking-
a close-up picture, you dirty mind.
Speaking of bringing some class to the show, Mr. JA586, how are you, sir?
Better than I deserve. How are you, Alan?
I'm not too bad for a rental.
That's positive. So,
I've been spending an exorbitant amount of time, when I haven't been at work, filming a series on how to cook French toast on a Remington 870. And so hopefully I can get that one in the can and shared with everybody because, man, it's tasty.
speaking of class, I got some mail from Amazon. How about we open these boxes up and see what kind of class I was able to appropriate. Scotsman, don't
Matt
be
in the bunker,
jealous.
good to see you out there. Old one guy, good evening, good evening. Ooh.
Nice.
Elmer Keith had more class in his pinky toe than I'll ever know. And another one.
That reminds me of one of those choose your own adventure books.
Oh, dang. Am I allowed to use a knife to cut a box open?
That is not a knife. That is a box opener. It is perfectly safe and appropriately trained hands.
It is a sharp-edged cutting and scraping implement. Are you
I don't know
ready?
if you can say cutting. You should say opening. It's a box opener. Wow.
Oh, now that's
Hard
cool.
back.
So, Jamie, when we gonna see you with a getup like this, all dressed up?
Now, YouTube auditor, that isn't a gun. That's a picture of a pistol on a book. Just in case you don't know, that's a picture on a book.
There you go, Val. Do I have to put it on? I can't
Yeah,
touch it.
I want to see the whole getup. Like a whole hat, outfit, everything.
That thing in that holster looks familiar.
It should.
I hope you're enjoying it.
I bet that whole rig on your waist brings in all the girlies.
Yeah. Wife's making me sell my motorcycle.
Why? For one that has a more comfortable seat for her?
No. I think she's just insecure, if you understand what I mean.
You spend more time rubbing that bike than you're rubbing on her.
That's what she said one time. She did actually say that. I won't say what I said back, but y'all can imagine. Let's just say had something to do with responsiveness.
Oh, no, you didn't.
There's so many things I could say, and they'd all be just wrong. So
It wasn't just a one syllable word like yes.
You
Yep.
know me better than that, Alan.
So who's watching Super Bowl?
It's on up there. There's a Christopher Walken commercial on right now. I got the volume down because I don't want to be distracted and
copyright.
Well,
copyrights.
It'd be
Yeah,
offensive. I mean,
Somebody showed the Super Bowl prices in Vegas. We're buying like a Gatorade and Pepsi at the gas station was $28. And I believe that because on the strip we paid $7 for a coffee
Oh,
at Dunkin' Donuts. $7 for a coffee, and inside the sphere, one water, just a plain water, but in a reusable bottle, and a hot iced tea was $29.
So I went running around the countryside with Ricky Baird yesterday, and we stopped for lunch at Bucky's, and yeah, it was not that anybody asked me, but in my expert opinion, the Bucky's Cola is Pepsi. I'll just go ahead and spoil it for all of you now. You go into Bucky's, you're not going to be able to buy Coca-Cola. You have to buy Bucky's Cola or Dr. Pepper or, yeah. Okay, it's official. In my expert opinion, Bucky's Cola is Pepsi.
well, I mean, historically, Pepsi had a very, very difficult time getting started because everybody was so Coca-Cola monster oriented. The monster that Coca-Cola was and still is. I mean, they ended up buying, what was it, Taco Bell and some other restaurants just so that they could actually force them to use Pepsi products.
Yeah, Taco Bell, Kentucky Fried Chicken, they're all under the PepsiCo label. That's pretty sad, ain't it? Your cola is so bad that you have to buy two chains of restaurants nationwide just to push your stuff out on the public. That's sad, man.
well,
Pretty
when you
powerful
grow up, you
business
just drink
model.
coffee.
Yeah, when you grow up, you just drink coffee, water,
Yeah.
other
Bourbon.
beverages. Yeah. IPAs, you know.
Now, as a kid growing up, I was in a Pepsi house. We drank Pepsi, and I would switch today in a heartbeat. I don't drink much in the way of sodas, but I would drink today. I would drink today the original recipe for Coca-Cola. No problem.
Me too.
When I was a kid, the only time they had pop or anything like that is when we were out baling hay and they had it down there in the cooler by the creek. And by the time we got done, all the pop would be gone and I wouldn't get any because my cousins weren't out there moving the bales of hay and loading them on the wagon. They were down there drinking up the pop. So I got stuck having to drink Budweiser.
I was always Team Pepsi for the longest. Do like Coke with Captain and Coke, some mixed drink stuff like that. So But after not drinking Pepsi is just a drink for a long time and then going back to it, God, it seems really sweet. I don't know. Now I kind of prefer Coke, but I used to always be Pepsi.
Well, when I was growing up behind the Iron Curtain, there was neither Pepsi, neither Coke.
Oh man, how did you survive?
We had a different drink. It was called Kofola, and I believe it had something to do with Russian's president visit to U.S. and Pepsi made like a special edition Pepsi for Russians, and I guess it was imported for a while, and then they tried to copy it. So maybe that way it made a way. But there's a drink called it's called Kofola, and they still make it till now. It's and it doesn't taste neither as a Pepsi, neither as Coke. That's what we grew up with.
So
Talk about grew up with. That's store brand soda, if I'm lucky. Or maybe my dad's Weight Watcher soda. You ever tried that? Oh, God.
Hey, diet soda's bad enough. I can't imagine how good that is.
They actually had chocolate Weight Watcher soda. Chocolate. Ugh.
Sam Adams makes a chocolate beer, so why does that surprise you?
okay, so I grew up in Georgia. I was drinking Coke from a baby bottle before I was 3 weeks old. Okay, I mean this is where the stuff was invented. Okay, and Scotsman lived down here. He'll testify that this is the truth. You're down here, you say, Outcast, you want a Coke? And he'll say, yeah. And I'll say, well, what kind do you want? And he'll say, what kind do you got? We got Coke, Sprite, Dr. Pepper, and Yoo-Hoo Orange, Yoo-Hoo whatever. You know, it's not Yoo-Hoo, but any carbonated drink is qualified as a Coke. Then you differentiate between what kind you want. So what y'all call soda pop or pop, down here we use the term Coke for meaning the whole thing. Am I lying?
Nope, you're right on the money.
Doesn't it make it more difficult to order or take longer?
No.
No, because I'd figure like that's like cola. Cola, you would have Coke, Pepsi, couple other brands or whatever. But yeah, it seems foreign to me. That you would just call everything Coke, I guess. But yeah, people do different things, different places, I guess.
Well,
Yeah, good old RC Cola. Uh-huh.
In Vegas, they had no idea. They had no idea what seltzer is. I asked for seltzer. They look confused. I had to tell them soda water.
Yeah, that's soda water.
No, that's seltzer.
So, RC Cola was a type of Coke in the South, right? Thoughts of an old soldier? And it was popular because it was less expensive than Coke. We also had Double Cola, which was also less expensive than Coca-Cola.
Tried a bottle of the I don't know, you guys probably don't have them in your area, but here Giant was bought out by Weiss Markets. So I personally think Giant was better, but I've got a lot of stories on that. But anyway, I tried some of their store brand cola the other day because it was $1 versus, was it like $3.49 for a bottle of Pepsi or Coke? Like, it's getting crazy. Almost $5 for a bottle of 2 liter at the grocery store. Like, ridiculous. Well, I screwed up, man. That knockoff stuff. Oh God, I couldn't get through a glass of it. Nobody touched it. Like I might as well just rip my dollar up. You know what I mean? So I did. It's crazy, but there's definitely a difference between colas.
Yeah,
You just keep that stuff in the garage for taking corrosion off of batteries.
Yeah, I probably should have.
It's really great for degreasing driveways and
it'll take surface rust off your firearms and not hurt the bluing.
I like knockoff cereal, but just can't do the knockoff soda, I guess.
Listen, you like knockoffs, period. Okay, you're like knockoff. You're a knockoff king.
No.
I guarantee you don't have a single original shit in your house. You probably buy old knockoff Gucci and shit for your old lady and all that stuff.
No, I got
Come on, you
original.
would never spend the dough on a freaking original crap.
Dude,
You
I got
buy a
original
knockoff. Come on.
Folgers out in the kitchen right now. Folgers
on,
coffee. I use the name brand ketchup. I can't mess around with the cheap stuff. I don't know what the deal is.
Bullshit. You probably saved the bottle from
Kool-Aid.
somewhere.
Why would you ever buy Flavor Aid for like 2 pennies more? You could get the actual Kool-Aid. I never understood that.
I don't know. I guarantee you save a ketchup bottle from someplace else and go to KFC, get a pockets of ketchup and squeeze it back into the bottle.
Oh, this guy's funny.
I mean, this is coming from the guy that spends 29 $29 on a bottle of water. I mean,
there was no other choice. You're inside the sphere and you're freaking thirsty. That's what it was. So, you know.
Fuck that. I'm sticking my head under a bathroom sink.
Yeah.
Right? $30. You're damn right.
I have a question on that subject. Is a Smith and Wesson M&P a knockoff Glock?
No, it's way better. It's got curves, class, way better.
Well, didn't technically Smith and Wesson had to pay like a royalties to Glock on the beginning for a M&P or some shit like that?
Man, didn't Glock copy Smith and Wesson's flat recoil spring and screw it up when they released what was it, the Gen 3s a while back?
I don't know.
Gen 4s. Then they had to recall a bunch, and then until they got it right. I don't know.
All I know is I'll have a Smith and Wesson for sale if somebody's looking for one.
I heard that.
Yeah, $29 for a bottle of water. It better come with a 5'9" blonde to pour it into your mouth for you.
It wasn't just a bottle of water. First of all, it was an aluminum bottle that's reusable, and it was also a can of hot iced tea, a big can.
that makes it so much better.
Yeah, so the water was only about $9. It was a hot iced tea that was $20.
I would have sold you that for $24.99, ball.
Yeah. Listen, this was the whole trip was a business expense, so it doesn't matter. If YouTube sent me a $10.99 for last year, so now I get to write everything off.
It's better you than me. If I seen $30 for a bottle of water, I probably would have had a heart attack, possibly even crap my pants right there. They would have had to get like EMS in there and pull me out and make sure I was alive.
You'd be doing floppy fish on the ground. People were like,
Man, when it's running that much, you should have just sat at the blackjack table, play a hand for $25 and get a free beer.
Well,
you
Rob,
lose,
you haven't heard
you
how much
spent
the salad
less.
costs. How much was a salad?
I got a news for you. It's not a free because they got tipped the waitress, and it's not like it used to be. You know, they got like 2 waitresses on the entire floor of casino, so you got to play a lot more than $20 to actually get some drink. So yeah, it's not what it used to be. And if you don't have a little bit of the luck, that $25 ain't gonna last you for more than one round.
Yeah, I sat down at the table one time with $20 and I didn't leave till 11 hours later.
Yeah. Well, like I said, sometimes you get luck. I'm
have to actually play hands in order to.
I did, and I was tipping the waitress $25 every time I said, as long as there's condensation on there, it's fine. If you don't see condensation on there on the glass, you bring me another. So she was making a lot of trips to me.
I was drinking water, so, and I'm not much of a gambling man. I mean, once I lost $200 and I was about hurt, but thankfully my kid won $200, so we figured we broke even.
Yeah, I don't look at it as gambling. When I sat down, it's just entertainment. That money's gone. That's that's entertainment money. That's my entertainment for the night.
I just don't gamble at those places. I mean, the only way to win is not to play. Yeah, they don't get that big place by handing everybody money. Yeah,
That's why you just got to look at it as entertainment, and whatever money that you go down there and play, just it's gone.
Yeah. I'd rather do something else for
attitude.
entertainment. So I've been to a couple of them, but because a couple casinos around here, but due to the fact of knowing somebody that's a gambling addict, so they get comp rooms and all types of crap all the time, and they never use them. So once in a while, they'll meet up and they'll get their key, and then they hand it over to us, and then we get a free room for so many days. That's all comped or whatever. So that's fun to do. So, but I never spent $1. Get to hang out in a hot tub, have a great time. Pool, whatever.
You never spend $1, period. Come on.
Sure, I do. I just bought dinner like a couple hours ago.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, like use the system.
You were arguing
all that
against the KFC.
Hey, just because the man can stretch a penny into copper wire, you don't need to be giving him too much hassle here. Right?
And how expensive can salad be when you go to dinner? Really?
I think I got nailed like $26 or something for a salad once. I mean, I'll be honest, it was a hell of a salad, but it was at a place that I normally wouldn't go. I got forced to go with works people. Pretend like I had money like them. So
$26 on a salad. I'd be grazing
dude,
in front of the restaurant.
I'm not lying. It was like probably the best salad I ever had in my life. So I'm just saying.
Yeah, it had one shrimp and
it was a
3
meal.
leaves of lettuce. This little drizzle of some kind of sauce in the corner.
No, it was loaded, man.
It's a salad. For $26, you should go in front of the goddamn restaurant and eat the grass under the tree.
No, you want to spend some money on a food, go to an airport. Then they know that they got you hostage.
Yep.
So they just rape you. I mean, yeah, $9 bottled waters.
Yep.
I mean, $28 quarter-pound cheeseburgers.
Actually, Las Vegas kind of pissed me off because when I was leaving, same thing. We had to dispose of all the water, and then I gotta have water on the airplane, otherwise my ears don't pop. And this was a Spirit, nothing's complimentary. So we went to a vending machine. We got a couple of bottles of water. It cost me like, I don't know, $6-7 a freaking bottle, just to walk to our gate. And they had the water fountains over there with the actual stations where you can fill up the water bottles. I'm like, son of a gun. So yeah, I guess they're getting better. But yeah, if you buy bottled water, JFK, there's no water fountains. If you gotta buy water, yeah, it's $6-7 for a small bottled water. And I was thinking about it, right? So I'm watching this girl on YouTube Shorts today, and she's talking about how her father in '90s, he was working for $40,000 a year. He was a manager of, I don't know, freaking furniture store or whatever. And for 40 grand, he was able to afford a 3-bedroom house, 2 cars, put kids through college, go on a vacation every year. Mom stayed home and blah, 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 which, I mean, I came here in '94, so I kind of know that that's bullshit. I mean, you have to make a little more money, but still.
But you're in New York, though. That's a high cost area.
But that's besides the point. It's a high cost area, but you also make more money here than you make in somewhere else. I'm looking at the jobs down in Tennessee, Carolinas, and whatnot. In my line of work, they're making, you're making less money. You're spending less money, but you're also making less money. So I don't think that's necessarily the issue. Obviously, the taxes and everything are higher, but I think in general we're spending a lot more money. In the '90s, your house, not everybody had a central air. Hell, not everybody had a window unit. The cars, you had the basic cars, no power windows, no ladder, no nothing. Now you can't even buy like that. You go buy a pickup or a work van in 90s, it was what, 10 grand? Nowadays, you can't buy Power Wheels for 10 grand. But then again, there were no cell phones. How much is your cell phone bill? If you got the entire family on your plan, you're paying probably $300 easy.
No way.
Just for the cell phones. Well, not you. We know that you don't
Yeah,
pay.
yeah. If you're crazy, one of them contract people got to have the newest and best every 6 months, and sure,
You don't have to. New is the best, but if you use the phone a lot, not
I
everybody.
can pay like $100 for 4 lines with unlimited everything.
Yeah, with a track phone, and you get no freaking service anymore.
Kidding me? I probably get better service than you.
Yeah, my ass.
No, I agree with you. Not on that, but the whole price thing. I totally agree. I think when you look at gas prices, how they've jumped over the last 20 years,
No,
you
never
look
mind.
at everything.
That's
It's
not my point.
gotten
That's
way
not my
more.
point.
Like your
That's not my
paycheck
point.
won't equal out to it, basically.
No, that's not my point. My point is not the prices. The prices went up, but also salaries went up. I mean, my starting
I don't
salary.
think they went up enough, personally. And I'm not like advocating for higher wages or not. I'm just saying I don't think it
Let me finish. That's not what I'm
trying. Fucking finish then. Jesus.
That's not what I'm trying to say. What I'm saying is we spend a lot more money. In the 90s, you watched the TV. You stick the antenna on top of the roof. You had 10 channels, and that was it. You were good. Not everybody had a cable. Nowadays, even if you don't have a cable, you're paying for the cable internet. That's $80, $90 a month. Now you want to watch a Disney Plus, that's a $20. Your Netflix is $20. Your freaking Amazon Prime and so on. So you got so much more bullshit you're spending money on. So it's not necessarily just the actual cost of living increase because of the gas prices and grocery prices, but we in general spend more money because we're a lot more lazier than we were before.
All right. Are you done?
Yes, now I'm done. Now
all right. Well, I disagree with your ass. I haven't had cable in like 20, 30 years. I ain't paying.
Yeah, but you're not regular people.
I don't have Netflix. I don't have all those damn online accounts, all the bullshit everybody else does. And I still think prices are ridiculous. I just don't think you're getting what your value worth anymore. Like an average truck shouldn't cost the cost of a cheap house when it's meant to be in a junkyard within 7 years. Like it just shouldn't. They used to make TVs that were warranted for life. Now you're lucky if you get 6, 7 years in some cases. Look at the appliances, washers, dryers, freaking light bulbs, you name it. Everything's meant to be thrown away, and it costs more. We're getting screwed, my opinion.
Actually, light bulbs got better.
No, you're not wrong. Like everything's designed to break too. You're spending a lot more on trucks and stuff these days, but they don't last anywhere near as long.
Because they're not as simple. Not to mention, back in the day, you had a regular truck, and regular Joe would work on his truck, change his own oil, and do all the other stuff. Nowadays, you can't even change your oil because you got no way to dispose of the old oil. You had back in the day, you had instructions how to dispose of the old oil. You had instructions that you dig a hole, pour it in, and plug it or whatever the hell. Nowadays, if you do that, you'll have a DEC, DEP, Sheriff's Department, State Police, Hillary, and God knows who on your ass in a matter of minutes.
I can't speak for everywhere, but in New York State, if they sell oil or do oil changes, they legally have to take up to 5 quarts from you any day of the week. So I could drive to the auto store right now, walk in and hand them 5 quarts of oil, and they got to take it legally. They may not like it. Most people just leave it by their back door, to be honest with you. But I don't know if that's across the nation or just a state thing. So just
what I find really amusing about that is every single auto parts store I try and take my used oil to, oh, sorry, our drum is full.
Yeah, I think that's what they do. Nobody likes messing with it, and that's why most people leave it by the back door.
But like I said, nowadays, average Joe can light his freaking gas water heater. Okay, most of the kids, can do a whole lot. I mean, they're good TikTokers and all the other shit, but a lot of the kids these days can't really do. They can't change their own fucking tire. They can't do nothing. And it's hard to say whose fault it is. Like my wife blames me. Oh, you never teach your son anything. Well, nobody ever told me shit. I mean, he's there, but I'm doing crap. So why doesn't he ask questions? Why doesn't he observe? So when she called me one day because he had a flat tire and she wanted me to go and help him, I said, fuck no. Let him figure it out. I offered to teach him how to do it. He had better plans. You know what? Let him use a goddamn phone, Google, whatever the hell. Let him figure it out. So about 45 minutes later, I went to a gas station to see how he's doing. And sure enough, he was on his phone watching YouTube, and he had the old tire off, and he was putting a spare on. So when the push comes to shove, he'll figure it out. But a lot of these kids will just stand on the side of the road until somebody comes and helps them or does something.
I think that's on us. I think, not necessarily you and me, but, parents. Everybody wants better for their kids and blah, blah, blah. And they go down that path. And, it seems like you don't push them to struggle anymore. Not you, obviously, but people in general. So that's just kind of what we got now, unfortunately. So, I think things will swing around when nobody can get something fixed because nobody has a clue what they're doing. And us service guys or people that can do stuff are now, making, now the shiny coin in the bunch or whatever they want to call it. I don't know. But yeah, I think that's a lot just on society have gotten lazy and, kids have gotten entitled.
Well, that plus it's hard for them to get a job because I see it by my kid. I mean, he's got a master's degree in movie management. He's trying to get a job for the last 6 months.
Well, you can get a job. I heard your last chat, what you're talking about. You can get one, but not one that he feels he's deserved.
No.
Don't take that wrong because I understand. You go to college, you spend money, you go into debt, you expect to come out a certain thing, but we all know it's a damn scam system, and they tell you you're going to make one thing, and by the time you finish, shit, the demand's gone for that because there's already other people in there half the time, and then you get out and they want to lowball you. That's what they do, man. That's what they do.
The kid will take any decent paying job now. He don't even care. He'd even stay working in the grocery store if they actually offer him a full-time job, but obviously they don't because why would they? Why would they pay him $1,000 a week when just for him to work maybe 5 hours more a week when they can keep him as a part-time, do the same goddamn work and pay him $350 a week. So I mean, corporations are definitely squeezing these kids as much as they can. So that's another part of kind of feel bad for the kids. Like my son's not a lazy kid. He's at the point he will take pretty much any semi-decent paying job. His student loans are kicking in and all that. He knows he's responsible. And I told him, look, you know what? You picked this path. You went this way. You would go to trade school. You'd be a plumber. You'd be probably making close to $100,000 right now, because you'd be out of school. You probably have 2-3 years experience already, or right on the job, and you'd be making you'd be making $1,200-$1,500 a week. Let's switch the topic.
What's the high desert pioneer out there? How you doing?
I just feel bad for the kids today. You can't just walk out of the woods from squirrel hunting, start walking towards town, pick up about 3 or 4 Coke bottles that somebody threw in the ditch or wherever, go into the store and buy yourself a Coke and get a candy bar and whatever you needed. And nobody even said nothing when you walked into the store with the gun either, because you wasn't going to leave it outside.
I don't think anybody would say anything if you walked into the store with a gun now. They would just call the cops.
Yeah. There wasn't you're talking like a 13-year-old kid coming out of the woods from squirrel hunting, and the owner says, "Oh, okay, just sit her there by the door. No one's going to take it because here's mine."
Yeah, we used to when we were in grade school. I'm talking about 10 years old. We could go trade Coke bottles for 22 long rifle.
Yeah. Have your cap guns playing there when you go out for recess and stuff.
I could never trade it for ammo, but we'd take them back in and get candy or whatever with it.
Well, they'd give you, I think it was 2 cents per bottle. And it wasn't nothing to round up 50 bottles. I'm talking about
Right.
before 9 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday, and you go get a Coke and a candy bar and a box of 22s, and you're in the woods the rest of the day.
And it didn't cost you 100 euros.
No, it didn't.
Of course, we were still on the gold standard back then.
Right. And I think Cokes were a dime, candy bars was a nickel or a dime, and the 22s were like 45 to 55 cents for a box of 50.
I remember when they moved the candy bars from a nickel to a charge and a dime, and they got it a little bit smaller. Oh, I was mad. Ripped me off. Okay, so it's still February, isn't it?
Yes,
It
sir.
is February. I purchased
yeah.
a suppressor in April of last year and still haven't heard diddly squat. Diddly squat. Well, I don't understand why they were saying, "Oh, we'll get the times down to 90 days." It's been 9 flipping months and still have yet to hear about my suppressor that is an ATF lockup.
Dang, man. That sucks. Initially, I thought you said compressor. And I was like,
So
9 months on a compressor? What the heck you ordering? But never heard of that.
That's one hell
No,
of a
and
compressor.
I mean, if you go onto they go onto the ATF website, and it tells you currently it's at like some 264 days. Yeah, right. My left butt cheek it is. That's not happening. I think that they're dedicating entirely too many of their resources, not abiding by the jobs that they need to be taking care of, that they are obligated to be doing. But hey, lots of federal places aren't doing that, so why not?
Well, if you got $60, I can tell you what to do. But this show will get banned and we'll probably both end up in jail.
Yeah, we're just waiting forever for anything to get processed through the ATF. There's nobody that's actually holding them accountable. Very, very rarely and far between will you hear any senator say anything at all about it. It's like, if the feds aren't going to be doing their job, somebody else needs to be.
Definitely. And what do you guys think of the price of suppressors? I mean, do you think that's a justified price when you consider what it is? I understand there's some design to it with some of these other brands where, they're actually testing, the gas dissipation, all the different things, whatever you want to call it, technical side of it. But do you think they're really worth $500, 600, 800? I mean,
All depends on what they're made out of.
yeah.
Tommy boy, yes, I did. I completely went through the process. Well, not completely yet. I still don't have my can. And yeah, that's part of what certain materials I understand being significantly more expensive, but the general designs and a lot of the materials that they're using, no, they're nowhere near that. They shouldn't be anywhere near that expensive.
Totally agree. Yeah.
It is ridiculous what they want for some of these cans, but because a guy can spend a certain amount of time in a machine shop and have it created, and it's going to it's stupid what they actually ask for a lot of these things. Now, when they're building out of special metals, titanium or unobtainium for that matter, I can understand a slightly increased price. But for the most part, no, they want way too much for these cans as it is. But they can't sell the volume.
Right.
And that's the biggest problem, is that these suppressor companies, yeah, they got to jump all these hoops and pay out for all these permits and all these inspections, and constant litigation crap happens with them. So I can understand paying a little bit on top for stuff like that, but come on. When everything's just being made out of steel or stainless steel, for goodness sake, they're not worth what they're selling for.
Well, if you took them off the NFA list where you didn't have to get a tax stamp and didn't have to wait, I think the prices would drastically come down because they would sell a lot more volume.
Yeah, I think
and
maybe
I understand it.
250.
I understand it from the manufacturer's aspect, because they can't sell the volume with all the restrictions that are put on them. They're so suppressed that they can't put out the volume that people actually would want. On top of that, they suppress their customer base is suppressed because they know how much of a pain in the ass it is. And a lot of customers just don't even want to try to jump the hoops that the federal government has put on them. So it's a big deterrent to even getting items sold.
Yeah, I can see it being, what I'd consider reasonable is maybe something like 250, unless you're using titanium or something, something extravagant. But yeah, the prices I've seen, being somebody that, that works with their hands, to me, that just blows my mind. Yeah, I understand that there's, paperwork side, the legal side, all that. So they're probably going to be a little more, but my goodness, seems like they're really proud of those things.
Yeah, they can get up there. Then you got some companies like Whip Machine and stuff that have good budget options. I got my own issues with Whip Machine, but as a company, but they have good budget options to get into it. And
yeah, there's some that a lot of research have gone into, and research costs money. I get that. There's a ton of science that's developed in behind it, and so those guys aren't making $25 an hour to do all the research and all the science behind that. You've got a large overhead when it comes to developing the product. And then, what kind of base are you going to be able to sell it to? How much volume are you really going to be able to turn this out for once you actually are able to bring it to market?
Well, since we're talking money and costs and is it worth it, what do you guys think about the prices of a I don't know, M16, M4? I mean, since it's classified as a machine gun or whatnot, obviously the prices are just skyrocketed. And it was before my time, but back in the day, my understanding was they were within like a $10 difference on the shelf before the NFA. And is it worth it spending thousands, for that Switch when historically it was within $10?
If not tens of thousands.
Yeah. I mean, to me, that seems like another ripoff. I mean, just in our community, since we're speaking money and value.
Well,
Right.
and you
All
can
the
go
price-
you can go
price
all
is
over the place.
designed to
You can go.
keep the average guy from buying it. That's what it's designed for.
Mm-hmm. Keep us poor folks out of luck, huh?
And it's not an exclusively an American thing, but in many other countries, they actually have less restrictions on things like semi-auto versus autos, and the price differences are negligible. They're not much of a vast difference. You can buy stuff that is considered SBRs here in the US, and it's not, you don't have to get special licensing and special permits and put on this dog and pony show for the government in order to be able to do it, and then wait for a year and a half or whatever in order to find out if you're even able to buy it when you've already actually paid for it.
I think what we're going to find is if these things ever loosen up, I think you're going to find it's very much like reloading your own ammunition. You can make better at home, cheaper.
Yeah, bet a lot of people start tinkering with stuff and coming up with improvements when there's not in fear of going to prison and losing a big investment and rights.
Right. And Tommy Boy is right. There's a bunch of countries that you actually have to have a suppressor.
Yep, the land of the free, ladies and gentlemen, free to buy a permit.
Well, this is different question or a little different, but if you don't want to take this path, that's fine, Scotsman. But what's your guys' most favorite round to shoot that you enjoy? Your favorite round to shoot just for fun?
You want to be a little bit more specific? Go pistol or rifle?
Yeah, it could be whatever. It's just your favorite caliber to shoot. Not necessarily EDC or anything, just in general.
Daniel, thoughts?
Well, I'll go through 1,000 rounds of 9mm every month. So I'll have to go with that because that's what I shoot the most. Reload it. Pew, it's the cheapest, and yeah, 9mm, and then as far as long gun, that's a totally different subject. I like 300 blackout killing groundhogs. Fuzzy ain't here, so I won't talk about the 22 and what's best for certain things.
What about you, JH? I'm curious. What's your fun round?
Fun round. 357 Magnum or 44 Special revolver. pistol, 40 Smith and Wesson, and just shooting long guns for fun, not killing deer or anything like that. I'm going to say 350 Legend. I'm working on some load development for 350, and it's just a fun gun to shoot, and it's more accurate than a lot of people think. So
I'm gonna go with an odd duck. Of course, 10 millimeter. I'm just a 10 millimeter fan, but I'm gonna go with another odd duck and go 7 Win Mag. Scotsman?
Oh, you know me, man. 44 all day long. But I will say 45 Colt is fast becoming up there.
45 Colt is a really versatile round.
so are the 44.
What's your fun round, Bald?
Oh, for what? I was on the phone with my mom. Sorry.
Just pure fun, not defense or competition. It could be, but just pure fun.
I mean, 9 mils is my go-to competition and fun round. I mean, shoot, competition, subguns, anything you want. It's just, it's cheap to shoot. It's fun. Other than that, I would say, 22 long rifle. You can go, you can have a ton of fun with that.
Nice.
You can practice long range with the right gun and all that. So you can do a lot with 22 long rifle, and it's inexpensive. You don't have to worry about saving the brass, reloading, and all that stuff. You just go and have fun with it.
Nice. I would say 22 is mine. And maybe somebody expected it out there. I don't know. I'm a cheap bastard. That's got a lot to do with it. But with a 22, it doesn't matter if it's grandma, if it's a little grandkid. Everybody can play with it. It's just fun. You don't worry about the cost like at all. And can have a lot of fun. So. Figure that'd be interesting. So 7 Win Mag, you said, Allen?
Yeah, 7 Win Mag is just one of my favorites.
Didn't expect that.
A lot of people will complain about recoil with 7 Win Mag. I don't really find it all that offensive. It's not like a 50 or anything like that. I think I would rather shoot 7 Win Mag all day rather than 30-30 or 30-06.
I found recoil and whole thing be it's all relative. It's all how you look at it and what gun you shoot it out of. You shoot a 50 cal out of the bedded rifle like we did at a SHOT Show, and to be honest, it didn't feel a whole lot more than a 308 with the right muzzle brake and all that and all the setup in there. It wasn't nearly as bad as you would expect. Then again, I shot a 6.5 Creedmoor out of basic $300 rifle with no muzzle device whatsoever, and it kicked like a mule.
Well, and like with the 50, it's all push. That's not necessarily recoil; it's all push.
Plus, out of the 50, if you're behind the gun, you don't even need a hearing protection, like Scotsman knows.
Yeah, I was going to mention that.
Yeah, there's positively something to be said about the 22. Because you can carry a lot, you can shoot a ton all day. Just like Outcast was saying, if it's a kid, a teenager, the grandmother, it's such a versatile, just fun round. And it can be very effective. People always underestimate how effective a 22 can be. but it can be very effective.
If there's a
All right,
zombie
so Rob,
apocalypse,
since you brought that up, what 22 do you like to shoot the most?
Who you asking?
You.
Me?
Yeah.
Shoot, I honestly I love my compact 22 handgun. I like that. I like the Smith and Wesson M&P 1522. I've enjoyed that. Done a lot more than the average person thinks. I guess you could probably do with a 22. So obviously, I would even state the first gun I ever shot was probably, I don't know if it was a Heritage or what it was, but a 22 revolver, and even that was a blast. So, but from what I own, I would say handgun, my compact 22, and as far as rifle, the 1522. Obviously, I've shot 1022s, and I got a 795, which is actually a great rifle. I think a lot of people, Marlin 795, a lot of people overlook it. But before I ever bought a kid a cricket, I would buy them a Marlin 795. So, because I know people say, well, it's teaching them one shot that counts. You can put one shot in a magazine, but we all know they're going to want one with a magazine very shortly. So why buy two? You might as well just buy the one, in my opinion. But great gun for kids. So, I guess there's a lot of 22s I like, but the ones that I own and enjoy would be my M&Ps for sure.
I love the lever actions 22 because you can shoot 22 shorts. You can shoot those Aguila, really quiet ones, so you don't have to worry about cycling rate, any of that stuff. 1022 is a great rifle, but I think if there would be a zombie apocalypse, I'd probably grab the freaking Henry lever action 22 and get a couple of bricks of 22. You take care of the whole town of zombies.
Well, it's not just zombies. I mean, there's a couple historical cases where people have fended off, in some cases, Air Force guy fended off, a whole group of people coming after him in a sense. So 22 can provide harassing fire. It can be a detriment when people are shot in the hip and taken down and screaming for help. There's a lot to a 22. It depends what you're doing, how you want to do it. So, and historically, if you believe Google, 22's taken more life in the U.S. than any other round because people underestimate it, and it does hit you in the ass and go through your organs. It deflects and rides and chews things up at times. So it's really, I don't want to get shot with one. I can tell you that. I'd rather a nice clean through and through if I had to get shot.
You sound like you got experience with that.
Yeah.
22 in the head beats 45 in the foot.
Well, we had one, forget what year it was. I think it was 2015, I think. We had to do an inspection of all the guns in the library because someone had put the firearm to their hand in order to show the trigger pull, but for whatever reason didn't clear it and put a 22 right through the center. But the crazy thing about it was that gun had been in the store for over 6 months.
Oh,
So
good
somehow
Lord.
someone slipped around in there.
Dang. That's crazy. Yeah, you always got to double check. I'm sure y'all know. We know. But always double check when it comes to firearms like that. So don't ever take something for granted because you can't take it back.
Never understood that.
They didn't tell us why at first. I ended up finding out later on exactly what it was, but that's what it was. They just told everyone to shut
how
down.
can you have a gun in the store that's loaded and nobody knows about it? I mean,
They just told everyone to shut down all the libraries and go through everything real quick.
I've seen so many YouTube videos on people in the gun stores checking the gun and the gun's loaded. Like I never understood that. How? Even if your gun store sells used guns, like okay, you buy the gun from the guy, you don't check it, you don't triple check it, nobody checks the gun before it goes in the case.
Well, I've seen and heard all kinds of crazy stories over the years, man. It's definitely some stuff. I mean, like one of the first ones that I heard about was my grandpa out in the parking lot, didn't clear it, and had it pointed this way. Went up to the parking lot to clear it, back in the car this way, had it right at his grandson's head, and ended up pulling the trigger.
Wow, that's horrible. Horrible, man.
You know, it's one of the big reasons we were always huge on making sure everything was clear, and we'd send people back out. Hey, you know, we don't want any accidents happening in here. But people were never that smart. You know, they always had. There was all kinds of things I'd heard over the years, but that was one of the first ones. Like, watch where you're pointing that thing.
Yeah, complacency gets people killed. You know, something we got to keep an eye out. Don't get complacent. And it's just like, I don't know, you drive home from work sometimes, you don't even remember how you got home. You know, you don't remember to drive because you're thinking about whatever, but you make it home. And I don't know, if you move, you might drive to the wrong house. Yeah, because you're not thinking about it and you're kind of auto-programmed. That complacency with firearms can obviously cause problems if we're not careful.
Yep, 100%. Boomstick 25 ACP rifles. I haven't seen too many of the rifles. I've shot a good amount of the pistols in 25 ACP. And they've been fairly accurate from what I've shot.
See, is that a new cartridge, or are you talking to the 25 caliber that's been around since the turn of the century?
Well, it's probably older than you, I suspect.
Well, yeah, I got a rolling block downstairs in the safe. It's 25 cal. I wonder if that's what he's talking about, or if they reintroduced this and it's becoming popular again.
You guys got a round you can't stand to shoot? I don't know if that's a thing, but since we went with favorite, what's the worst? What do you hate to shoot? What's not worth your time? Or I don't know. Is there anything?
Well, there's rounds that I'd not say I would not shoot. There's rounds that I prefer to shoot. But ones that I don't particularly care for, I don't know. I actually kind of put 40 into that category. It's not a bad round by any means. I just don't particularly care for it. Either I'm going to shoot a 9mm, I'm going to shoot a 10mm, a 357, a 44 mag. There's so many other rounds that I would prefer to go to than a 40 cal.
All right, we're just over halfway through. We got some more folks out there, Alan.
Oh yeah, a couple of folks out there. There's the Boomsticks Revenge and Chessboard. Edward Petty, good to see you out there. Guns and Water, Pat in a Bunker, Patriot in the Dark, Reloading from the Hot Pot, Average Savage Air Guns, Tactical Fudd, High Desert Pioneer still sticking out there with it. Tim S. Believe was the first commenter this evening. Tommy Boy, Lots of good people out there, and probably the one person we don't want, the YouTube auditor. But if they're gonna hang out, they're gonna hang out. Whatever.
Let them hang out. They might learn something. As far as a round I don't like to shoot, I'd have to say I don't think there's a round I don't like to shoot. There's probably guns I don't like to shoot more safe than an actual round I don't like to shoot.
I'd agree with that. The first ones that come to mind are those little 380 pocket pistols that, the Taurus TCP, Smith & Wesson Bodyguard, Ruger LCP, I think.
I mean, we're gonna go down that road. I really don't care for Derringers. The Scotsman Wristbreaker 3000 is about as small as I need to be, but Derringers don't make my list. No, thank you. No, thank. I would much rather shoot a 500 Smith & Wesson on a regular basis.
I guess it depends.
Derringers
What are you
are
shooting
never-
out of Derringer?
So I'm not feeling any love for the 40 Smith & Wesson. That's one of my favorites.
I'm right there with you, Jamie. 40 Smith & Wesson, I think it's really underrated round because it's kind of versatile, especially if you're a reloader. You can load it really, really hard. You can load it down, make it feel like a 9mm. You got a lot of options with that. 40 Smith & Wesson took a lot of beating once Carry Optics division came in and limited optics, because a lot of people stopped shooting USPSA limited division, and that's where the 40 was shining. Self-defense rounds and CCW, not necessarily the best option, because with the modern 9mm ammo, a plus P can do just about same as 40, and you're gonna get more bang, more rounds. But
See, that's a comment. That's a comment I got a problem with, Val, because you're talking about modern 9mm. Well, anything you can do with 9mm, you can certainly do with 40, and it's going to far outpace it. But that's just me, man. It's just a round I like, and it's a little bit stronger than 9, and I really like 45 ACP too. But then you get to a total different design concept. I mean, it looks like a bigger 9mm, but it's a whole different thought process in a 45 ACP than the 9mm.
My key factor is the cost, how much it is. A 380 costs way more than 9mm. 40 costs way more than 9mm. That's where I look at my considerations. And that goes through, like you were saying, those 380s, usually those little sub-compact guns, you have a whole lot of recoil on it. But people think, ooh, it's going to be, it's just a 380. It's smaller. It's going to be nicer. Now, those little subcompacts shooting a 380's got more recoil than a 9mm. That's just because the gun's smaller. But the price per round at the gun store, way too much.
Well, and I've got a guy at my work that 380 is like his go-to. He's got almost everything 380. And when a manufacturer comes out with a new 380, he's got to go and get it. If the manufacturer has 5 380s and they're all the same, they're just different colors, he's got to go get all 5 of them. More power to him. That's what he's into. But I just find it really annoying when I find 380 cases and I'm trying to reload.
Yeah.
you just
There's
go ahead and
always one that seems to make it in somewhere. Even if you don't even shoot 380, somehow you always find one in the pile.
I have no idea how that is. It's like socks disappearing in the dryer. Because if for oddball, no reason at all, you got nobody that's ever shot 380 on your property, and somehow you end up with 2 or 3 in a couple of buckets. Makes no sense.
380 is awful aggravating when you're going through brass prep for 9mm.
And you still have one when you're on that, like at a progressive machine, and you're on getting ready to load on the last stage, put that bullet in. It's like, crap. And still one gets through and it ends up in your wife's gun. It jams her gun up when she takes you out to the shooting park.
If the 380 case makes it through all the crap and it gets into my press and it's already at the bullet feeding station, I'm honoring that thing and I'm loading that freaking 380 and it goes into my practice pile and I'm shooting the damn thing. And 99% of them went bang without issue. One issue I had once that the 380 sneaked into my alien gun, and it wouldn't. It just the extractor didn't catch it, and it didn't hold it in place, and I had to like get the knife out and get the bullet out. It was a whole pain in the butt. But other than that, if that case makes it that far, then case has some balls, and I'm going to honor that and go all the way.
All right. So, Val, what are you giving away, man?
What do you want to give away?
Well, we got it rolling across. Tell me what you're giving away, dude.
We'll do 2 giveaways, okay? I got this Geisley name tag, whatever. If you guys are hunters, you can use it for that. These are SHOT Show given away. You can put your credentials in here, pen, business cards in the back. I filled this up with some goodies. There's a bunch of stickers here from various things. There's a couple of patches from what is this? Berserk Arms, Falco Holsters, Guns.com, and you're also gonna get one of these 35% off for Geisley. So if you want to get yourself a Geisley trigger or something like that, whatever they have on the website available, other than their guns, this works. So this will be one price. And the second one, let me just put this away. I got this package over here. Again, I got a bunch of stickers. I'm not going to bother with that, but it's like a Geisley for God and Country. Nice. You're going to get another 35% off Geisley. You got a couple of patches. What do we got? Holosun, Guns.com. What is this? God, Guns and Glory or something like that. And you're going to get this Breakthrough cleaning pack. So it's got the oil and some stuff. So you're going to get that as well. So there's going to be two packages. All you got to do is hashtag SHOT Show 2024. And we'll do a giveaway at what, 8:45? Sounds fair.
Good. Yep, sounds good.
Yeah, I pretty much took everything that were given away at SHOT Show. I figured I can make a bunch of these packages, but I need to get rid of this because it's taking up the space. And we'll give more rest of it away at the show at a Chris from 740 show on Thursday.
Well, just put it between your legs. You got more space there now.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. So yeah, you got 2 packages. Some, and if you don't know, the actual patches they work good depending on your car. Stick them to the liner. So I not all of them work, but most of them do. So I lined up my truck with a bunch of different patches from the SHOT Show and from Great American Outdoor Show. I mean, I'll probably have a lot of explaining to do if I get pulled over by the cops. And asking me about my firearms are going to be probably the first question because I got patches like that says "Got Draco," and whatever doesn't kill me better run and stuff like that. So probably not the smartest idea, but it looks cool. So there you go, SHOT Show swag, and nothing for Robbie because that cheap motherfucker just wants shit for free.
Did you get neutered?
Well, yeah, I did too.
Oh, now this makes sense. I was wondering why you're being so bitchy.
No, neutering was just a byproduct. Well, tell you what, Robbie, don't say I'm a cheap bastard. I already sent you one water bottle. I'll send you another one. How about this? This one's bigger. You're gonna get one from guns.com if I find a fucking box big enough for this shit. And it'll probably cost more to ship than the bottle's worth. Better yet, you know what? I'm not even gonna ship it. In 2 weeks, my goddaughter's gonna come from college. I'll just have her bring it to Binghamton, and you're just gonna have to go see her, and she'll give it to you. She'll leave it at the desk of her building.
You gonna fill it with 9mm?
Yeah, with empty casings. Freaking ungrateful SOB. So bad enough, I'm giving you free shit. Now you want me to put more shit in it. I mean, aren't you like half black or something?
Well, damn, dude, if you sent me a salad or something, it's something I use. But how many water bottles does a guy need, Not that I'm not being ungrateful. I'm just saying,
Oh, so you never heard the saying, don't look a gifted horse on his teeth?
All right. So let's continue kind of with the caliber talk a little bit. What's the caliber you not currently using but want to get into?
6mm arc.
Well, you need to be watching CW Longshots channel.
Yeah, but right now I got too many problems. But yeah, that's eventually I want to try that. CW knows more about calibers than he forgot more than we all know.
He's a brainiac for sure.
And he somehow he remembers all that stuff. He stores it, he catalogs it in his big head.
I'm ashamed to say this, but I'm going to. I do not own a 308 Winchester, and I would like to remedy that at some point in time.
Don't you have a loading 308 series?
I do.
So how do you do it without owning the gun?
It belongs to my buddy, lives up in Dalton.
Oh, okay, that works.
He just puts one in the nostril and
Yeah, clearly he didn't watch the series, or he'd know JH doesn't just load for anybody. That he had the gun and he's gonna make sure everything's nice and tuned before he hands stuff off. But yeah,
I missed the part.
damn New Yorkers.
I missed the part where he says it's not his gun. Eat me.
yeah, I went to a store to pick up a particular pistol once, ended up bringing something else back. So I still need a 500 Smith & Wesson. I want to get into 500 Smith & Wesson.
Yeah,
Is there
like pretty good when we shot with Milsert Mike. You were liking that.
Oh man, loved it. Absolutely loved it. Shooting with Milsert Mike was a phenomenal experience. Such a knowledgeable dude. He's got a great collection. I mean, yeah, I might set the 10mm aside when I pick me up a 500.
I don't have that one either, Tim S. But a 44 Magnum lever action, it will be my next purchase.
I'm actually going to get an air rifle. One of them air rifles you can shoot pigs with and it'll kill it. So
Cool.
But I'm not going to rush into it. I'm just going to look around and see what is the quality. What's good out there. And put more scope on it.
I'd like to get in the 5.7, but I won't anytime soon. So I'd like to see the actual, design powered ammo available for it with proper cores and whatnot, or the good stuff available at a decent price. So I'm not a reloader, so but 5.7 does have, I believe, smaller primers than standard. So I'm not sure. I know there's something with them that are a little different. So from my recollection, I think it was a smaller primer or something. But so I don't know what the whole hold up with that is on the aspect, but I like, the performance of the body armor capability with the right package round. So, and a small package, personally. So I can see there being benefits to that. But
So
I
you're
don't.
an M&P guy. Are you looking at the M&P version? Because they're on sale right now, too.
Which ones? What's on sale? The M&P
5.7.
Yeah. I'd like one, but to me, the ammo is the hold up more than the pistol. So, because like a lot of things, the gun or that's just step one, and it's feeding it. That's really the more expensive part down the road. So,
Yeah,
I don't buy them. Sorry.
I was just watching a video. Garantam had they were comparing 9mm and a 5.7, like ballistics at the like a gel torso, and 5.7 performed really, really terribly.
Well, it depends what rounds you're using. You know what I mean? And obviously, I would see it as a used for certain purposes. So, so I guess it depends what you're doing or whatever, what the intent for it is. But I think the available rounds on the market aren't what was initially designed for, and from my understanding. So, I would like to see the hotter, non-regulated rounds available.
Yeah, I doubt they're gonna have that for the
exactly. Or at least be able to make them easily too. That would be nice.
Yeah. Plus, the only like a thing about the 5.7, at least it was like a sales pitch in the beginning. It was designed to penetrate like a certain body armor and whatnot. But yeah, I don't think I'd worry about that really. Because if somebody's actually gonna be wearing body armor, especially like a blue helmet or somebody like that, they're gonna have a body armor that will stop the rifle rounds. So it'll most likely stop the 5.7.
Plus, maybe, but there's been a lot of debatable tyrannical activity in the past with hurricanes and different things. You never know where things could go. You know what I mean? I'm just stating there's,
No, I get you. I know what you're saying. I'm just saying you're probably better off with the 5.56 or similar round. I had a 5.7. I got it for my 40th birthday, and I got rid of it 6 months later. It was a gimmick. It wasn't. If I go with like especially for the pistol, if I go with like a boutique cartridge, I would go with the 22 TCM.
Yeah, 22 TCM is a good one. Super accurate.
Yeah, I'd probably go with that instead of 5.7. No recoil. You got quite a bit of muzzle energy, heavier bullet.
How do they compare velocity wise?
What, 5.7 and 22 TCM? It's a good question.
And penetration wise, with best possible rounds on each side. You know what I mean?
No, the only other downside to that round for you again, Rob, is it's not a cheap round.
Yeah, I know.
That's one you got to reload.
Yeah, that's why I say it's just it's something I'd like, but I'm not gonna just don't have any plans of obtaining it anytime soon. So,
well, when Ruger came out with their 5.7, then a couple of other manufacturers started coming out with theirs. I was expecting to start seeing more in the market, and seeing, just not having FN being the only manufacturer of 5.7. I was expecting that we were going to start seeing more variants, different companies putting out more, and being able to see the price of 5.7 come down.
Well, according to Wikipedia, 5.7 is about 2,100 feet per second, but I'm guessing that's from the rifle, because I know for a fact pistol was a lot less, was under 2,000, about 1,600. 22 TCM it says 2,800 feet per second. But 22 TCM is kind of limited to just one or two guns. 5.7, like you said, Ruger and Smith & Wesson coming up with their guns, you got more options.
Well, just so y'all know, 270 Winchester is the greatest cartridge in the history of mankind.
Whoa, that's a bold claim.
Yeah. And here comes Gene. I know he's fixing to unleash on me, but yeah. And you'll get a lot of crap saying that because 30-06 won 2 world wars. Well, Mr. Garand, who designed the M1 Garand, or whatever you want to call it, designed it around a 277 caliber projectile. The United States government said, we've got warehouses and warehouses full of 30-06. Can't you make it shoot that? And he said, sure. And he won the contract. So there's that.
Hey, economics.
Right.
Look, CZ designed a VZ-58, which was the standard issue weapon for Czechoslovakian army, and originally was designed around 7.62 by 51. But Russian says, nope, you gotta do it in the 7.62 by 39, because there was a Warsaw Pact round. So
What about 54R? I like it much better.
light machine guns were in 54R. I don't think we had like a rifles, probably earlier ones, but not the ones I know about.
.54R is a nice round. It really is.
Yeah, because there's ton of spam cans all over the woods of Europe, stashed up still till this day.
Man, wouldn't it be cool to go hiking in the woods and find a tank or some artillery rounds or this or that just laying around? Dude, I'd be in my heaven. Like, I wouldn't be putting it on a YouTube channel, I'll tell you that much.
Probably wouldn't be that cool, because chances are that shit is dangerous, especially if it's artillery round. Something sitting in the woods for the last 80 years. Yeah, I don't know about that. I mean, the rifle rounds, like buddy of mine, they found the entire spam can from World War II. They opened it up. It was perfectly fine. They shot the entire can right out of the Mosin Nagant, no issue.
It'd be like the lottery. Sometimes you get lucky. Sometimes your friend loses a finger. I don't know.
But
Or
finding like an artillery round, yeah, I don't know. I don't think I want to be near that.
all right, we only got 14 entries. Come on, folks. I'm showing 31 watching. We got 14 entries to the giveaway. There it is, scrolling across. Put your hashtags in.
Come on, New York Outcast, put your hashtag in if you want to win.
All right, again, take me a second to do so.
That's what she said.
I'm gonna let that slide since you got neutered.
I didn't get neutered. I did get clipped though while I was there. But anesthesia is a really, really good thing. All I remember is laying and joking with the doctor, and then I woke up on a post-op room.
So what happens if you end up on an island after the world is blown up and there's a bunch of fertile females and it's your job to repopulate? What are you supposed to do?
What am I supposed to do? I won't tell them.
Same thing as he did before. He's not qualified.
But he's gonna try anyway. Give it the grand effort, the old college try.
There's 67 Rebel. Hey, buddy. Tommy Boy got a question for you, Val.
I'm working on it. Yeah,
So
it's like
Daniel, an air gun. Have you come into at least a main category? I mean, it's going to be having to be something big enough to take something down on your property if you have to. But are you narrowing down the idea?
I came close on one, but I didn't pull the trigger on it. But I'm wide open. It's got to be a good air gun, be able to get multiple shots with it. You know, not one of those little old Daisy pump one like I had when I was 5 years old. But, I mean, this is going to have to be something that you can take down game with it. There are some out there.
how you gonna pressurize it? You gotta go. Usually, gotta go to the places that fill up like scuba things and stuff, right?
That's just air compressors.
Yeah, I don't know if the regular air compressor does that.
Now you get a pump. I had to do that stuff with CO2 and nitrogen while I was in the Navy. So I know how to operate all that there stuff. Get the nice higher pressures, get about 1,800 to 2,000 pounds of pressure. It's just got to have a pump.
So you remember from your seaman days?
No, I wasn't a seaman. I was an Airedale. Boy, ever since you had a little snip and tuck there, you've been definitely talking a lot about that kind of stuff. Sounds like you're overcompensating.
Nah, I probably was talking a lot more about it because I'm getting divorced. Haven't got laid in a year. And Valentine's Day is coming, and this time last year, that's pretty much when my marriage fell apart.
So what you're saying is she got the nuts in the divorce.
No, I clipped them so she can't get them.
Oh man.
No divorce yet.
Jamie, you want to pull up the giveaway? I'll let you go ahead and do that, man. I don't know how you do all that stuff. So
There it is. I'm your Huckleberry. Say when.
When? Oh shit.
Pay it forward, Kyle Luss. There's your early wedding present.
Amen.
All right. We'll give it to Kyle.
Good form, sir. Good form.
all right, and we got one more.
Yeah, Ronnie, one more. Run it again.
There's always one.
Oh, one guy.
Oh, one guy. All right, so send me an email to boldandcurious@gmail.com. Jamie, you can just text me Kyle's info.
All right. Oh, one guy. Are you still out there? Let's make sure he's still here.
All right, we'll give him a couple of minutes.
Yeah, I haven't seen him out there in a minute.
Let's give him a couple of minutes.
There he is.
There we go. All right, so send me an email. I got stuff that I gotta send out from last time, so I'll try to get it out in the next couple of days. Congratulations, guys.
Yep, some lucky folks there.
Yeah.
Some nice stuff. Thanks, Val.
Anytime. Come see us on Thursday with Chris from 740 on his chat. We got more stuff.
Kyle, why would you be humbled that I paid it forward to you? It didn't cost me nothing.
How did Daniel come a hero out of this shit? I'm the one giving crap away and paying for shipping, and somehow Daniel comes out as a hero.
Hey, it was like went on there. It's like, you know what? I might as well get in it because it's going to be funnier crap if he does draw me.
Was this all about credit for you, Bald? I mean, are you
No.
looking for places to stay? I told you,
No.
man, you can come over to my place.
I'm afraid to come to your place. My truck will wind up on a center block if I leave it in front of your house. Okay, there's no way. I got tools in my toolbox that are worth more than your truck. So I'm
Dude, the tools in my box are worth more than my truck.
I'm not leaving. I'm not coming to your house unless I'm sleeping in the fucking truck. Even then, I'll be freaking afraid that they'll probably steal shit while I'm still sleeping.
Rob, don't you live out in the country?
Yeah, in the country, my ass. He lives in the ghetto.
He's out there in the sticks and stuff.
Yeah, sticks.
Nah, technically not the sticks. But you know, it's a country compared to like New York City, something like that. But
listen, there's no Section 8 in
In
sticks.
the boroughs. I mean,
Daniel, there's no Section 8 in country.
man, I'm more like Section 4. What are you talking about, Section 8?
Yeah, Section 8. That means you're crazy and get kicked out of the military on a Section 8.
All I know is Section 8.
yeah, but then you get discount housing and free food stamps.
Yeah, I don't get anything for free. Except
Yeah,
ripped off every time I spend $1 in this state.
Yeah, but your kids do.
My kids?
Yeah, they don't get anything free?
No.
Oh, man. You're a mean daddy. You're a mean baby daddy.
Well, you know, you get like your dinner for free. You know, a pair of shoes, a dresser, a bed, the basics. But, you know, if you want those $180 shoes, I'll give you the opportunity to work for free.
Oh, I don't have $180 shoes. Certain things.
You know, that's how kids are these days. I know. Well, I don't know. You probably got like $400 shoes, huh?
Oh, fuck that. Certain things I'm not willing to spend money on.
What about boots?
I would spend $400 on the boots, especially work boots. I would spend that kind of money because if you buy that kind of boots, they'll last your freaking lifetime.
Yep.
Not me. They say that, but I don't know. Now, I never spent 400 on boots, but I spent 250 ish, and they didn't really last longer than other boots I've gotten for 160, 170, honestly. So,
But
Rob,
did it,
Rob,
did
you
it-
never spend $400 on anything.
when
Sure.
you spend that kind of money on the boots, does it make it where you can stay on your feet longer and not go home at the end of the day with tired dogs?
no, I think when you buy like the what I'd consider mid grade, more than $150 boots, you naturally step up in that category. But I don't think an extra $100 or 200 has shown me any difference at the end of the day, personally.
Yeah, probably. Unless the cowboy boots.
No, I don't know. I mean, maybe I've never had a custom made, $700 pair of boots. So maybe, in that aspect, it would be different. But
I'm turning
I know
50.
most of the people I know, even with good boots, they're buying new soles like every 3 months and putting new soles in from the manufacturer or an aftermarket and stuff like that. And they're still spending money on them. Where like I said, I don't see any reason to spend more than 150 personally, and I'll be shocked to get 3-4 years out of that. I doubt even 4, maybe 3 years, maybe 2 years before the waterproof is shot in some way.
I'm turning 50 in 2 weeks, and I was kind of hoping to get myself a present for my 50th birthday, but unfortunately, because my current state, I'm not allowed to own half the shit I want to have. But if anybody wants to send me a present for my 50th birthday, I wouldn't say no, Rob.
Oh, so 4 years ago?
No, 2 weeks from now. 2 weeks from now, and I'm gonna have. I already talked to Johnny B. I'm not sure which date, but once I turn 50, I want to do a chat with him because he's turning 50 in March. So I'll have a famous YouTuber on my channel.
Whoa, what the hell are you trying to say?
I'm just saying, there's gonna be
Alan, Daniel, and I'll include Daniel. JH, they've all been on your damn channel before. So what the hell are you trying to say, man?
I'm saying I'm gonna have Johnny B on my channel.
That's almost as bad as you people. What the hell? You better watch it.
He's a famous t-shirt salesman.
All right. I'm going to start going through the room. I got to start getting ready for work here shortly. So, Val, what you got?
Not a whole lot. I still have a ton of footage from a SHOT Show. So I'm laid out for the whole week. I can't really do a whole lot. So I'll be working on my computer trying to get at least 1 or 2 videos out every day. So you guys keep watching, keep subscribing, keep spreading the channel. We still have a giveaway, but we're still far away. Channel still needs to reach 10,000 before we give away a Microtech Ultra Tech. So I'm still about 2,500 subscribers short or something like that, or 3,000 short. So help me out there. All right. And other than that, thanks for having me, and eat a salad or bowl of dicks or something.
I appreciate you, man. Rob, what you got, man?
I just want to apologize to the public for Bald's, behavior tonight. I mean, we all know his condition. Let's just, let's support the guy. We got to deal with his shit. So, but other than that, appreciate the invite. Thanks for stopping by. It's been fun. And again, please excuse Bald. And if you got like a, cousin with a third eye or something, send their balls away, would you?
All right. Appreciate you, man. Good having you on. It's been a while. Daniel, what you got, man?
Nothing. I just can't believe we had somebody else other than me getting on Bald's case tonight and deflecting all the love that way, but really haven't. I might think of making a video this week, but then maybe not because you guys know that I'm really putting out a lot of material lately. But thanks for having me on. It's been entertaining, especially as folks in the side chat.
Absolutely. Always good having you, man. Jamie, what you got?
I did a video last Thursday, and if you hadn't seen it, I would ask you to go over and give it a watch. Got a lot more coming, and I'm gonna put a link right here to Bald and Curious's channel on YouTube. So if you're not subscribed, go over there and give him a sub. Let's get him up to 10,000 so he can have some peace and quiet and all that. Thanks for having me, Scotsman. I appreciate hanging out with you guys on Sunday night. Remember, Georgia Shooting Connection Friday nights at 8 o'clock. Thank you.
Absolutely, man. Appreciate you. Lots of good conversation. Lots of good comments in the side chat. Appreciate everyone out there. And Alan, take us out right.
Oh man, great evening. Thank you, panel. Much obliged. The side chat was absolutely phenomenal. Thank you all for showing up. Man, if you didn't catch my video on the second Tuesday of last week, I do encourage you to go watch that. That way you'll know how to properly scramble eggs with a Ruger 1022. This week, I'm hoping to put together another cooking video for you on how to cook French toast with a Remington 870. So look forward to that. Other than that, I want you to remember to keep your magazines loaded and one in the chamber. Woo!